Hello, that is the second part of my video, simple and quick 100% strong terminal knot. In this video I will assume you definitely should watch the first video. I will assume that you already watched it. In this video I will explain some details about how this knot is strong, and also will show you some modifications of this knot that can be useful in certain special cases. So let's start. The knot that we made in this video, this knot, is relatively strong, relatively long. For 80-pound line, it's on average 1.5 inch long. For 30-pound, we made it 1 inch long. In some cases, it can be not good. Fish can just see such a long knot, so it's better to make it shorter. First, you of course can hide this knot like this. You can bend it, and so you can hide it partially from fish. But still, it's better to sometimes make it shorter. So the question is, how short can this knot can you make this knot? So I tested this, and for 80-pound line, this knot can be made as short as 1 inch long. That would be something like this. And in this case, it would consist of 5 twists instead of 7-8 twists as now. And for 30-pound monoline, it can be made as short as half of inch, and again consist of 5 twists. So when it's made as short, it still will be as strong as the full version of this knot. But if you will make it shorter, then it will gradually become weaker. So if you don't care about how long this knot is, then it's better to make it longer, like full version, because you have some safety here, so it's more reliable. But if you do care, you can make it shorter. But if you make it even shorter than recommended, then it will gradually decrease its strength. So that is about length of this line. Now I will show you some modifications. That's the first modification. We will use 80-pound line and this hook. We will start in the same way. The difference will be that we will not make this knot up to very end, but we'll stop and we'll finish it as just regular mini twist. So we will make essentially small loop in the end of the line. So we finish it in regular way. I will not show finished details. They are exactly the same as in the main knot, so I did not make it quite correctly, because that is not the point of this. So this knot can be useful in certain cases, because when you use it for live bait, it can be sometimes beneficial that hook can freely go. It's not connected tightly to the line. However, this version of this knot is not 100% strong. Just one simple wrap around this hook eye is not sufficient to be 100% strong, and it actually will break depending on how thick hook is, around 85-90%, but not close to 100. So, but sometimes you still may want to use it if you think that advantage of this is more important than slight decrease in strength. So that is another version. The question is why, then next consideration. Why, if single wrap is not 100%, why our main version is, as I claimed, 100% strong? We also made just one wrap initially. it's stronger because when we finish this knot, we made second wrap. So actually now this in finished version of this knot, we have two wraps around the hook eye. And this second wrap, though it was made to finish this knot, it actually takes some load from the main wrap that keeps this knot. And because of this, it does not break as easily as when it's just single wrap. So finish wrap is important here because it increases strength of the knot. So that is explanation why it's so strong. However, making this second wrap, finishing wrap, is not the best way to make two wraps around hook. There is well-known methods how to make two equally strong wraps around hook. That is offshore swivel knot. So you can use this offshore swivel knot. We can replace our simple initial single wrap around hook with offshore swivel knot to make two wraps around hook, and so eliminate this potential weak point of this knot. And I will show you how to do this. I have this hook with already prepared offshore swivel knot. I will not explain how to make it. You can find tutorials on the internet. You can see that there are two independent legs, loops around the hook eye. The only important point that usually it's recommended to make offshore swivel knot made from several turns. And I found that 2 turns is absolutely sufficient. It's usually recommended to make more turns, but for at least for this knot, 2 turns is sufficient. You don't need to make more than 2 turns. So that is the offshore swivel knot made with 2 turns. Now we will make again usual bimini twist. In this case, it is important to make these wraps up to very end of the line to make sure that 2 legs of offshore swivel knot will be held together, because if they separate, it will be bad for this knot. So it's better to keep them together. Again, I will not finish completely because finish is exactly the same. I just will do a little bit finish. So this version of this knot is actually, that is the strongest version of this knot. As I said, that the main version, that is simple version, is 97% strong on average. This version is practically 100% strong. I could not distinguish between strength of this knot and strength of the leader material itself, because we eliminated the potential small weak point of that knot. Practically, it's probably, at least in most cases, it makes no sense to make this more complicated knot, slightly stronger but more complicated, because main version of this knot is strong enough. But in some cases, if you expect long fight with big fish, you may prefer use this stronger version that takes probably 1 minute more to make. Okay, so that is the strongest version of this knot. And the last interesting modification of this knot, it's very unusual application of this knot. I will show you using 30-pound monoline. We will connect it to this swivel. And in this case, we will make very long knot. So let's make, to make long knot, it's better to use drill, because drill can rotate fast and you quicker make long knot. Sorry for small technical problem. So we will make this knot approximately 10 inches long, but using this method you can make it easily up to 2 feet long. Again, I will not finish it completely. There are a lot of twists we create. We will untwist. You can use drill to untwist. So what was the point of making such a long knot? The point is that by doing this we can make end of our line much stronger, much thicker, so much more abrasion resistant. And we made this without any connection. We just make long bimini twist, which makes line 2 times stronger and probably 3 times thicker. And this can be useful in certain application where it's good when end of the line is stronger, and you can achieve this without any actually connection. So that is the last modification of this knot that I wanted to show you. Thank you.